Question 1. Topic: Commercial auto insurance. Coverage sections. A trucking company purchases a business auto policy BAP to cover its fleet of vehicles. During a delivery, one of the trucks is involved in an accident caused by the driver's negligence, resulting in property damage to a storefront and injuries to a pedestrian. Which section of the business auto policy would respond to this claim? A. Physical damage coverage. B. Liability coverage. C. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. D. Medical payments coverage. Answer: B. The liability coverage. Explanation: liability coverage under the business auto policy responds to claims for bodily injury or property damage caused by an insured's negligence. The truck driver's negligence caused injuries to the pedestrian and damage to the storefront, which are covered under this section. Physical damage coverage deals with damage to the insured vehicle itself, e.g., collision or comprehensive losses. It does not cover third-party claims. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage applies if the insured is injured by a driver who lacks adequate insurance. This is not relevant here since the insured vehicle caused the accident. Medical payments coverage provides limited no-fault medical expense coverage for injuries sustained by the insured or passengers in the insured vehicle, not third parties. Relevant rule: ISO Business Auto Policy explicitly outlines the scope of liability coverage for third-party bodily injury and property damage arising from accidents involving covered autos. Question 2. Scenario-based. Workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance. James owns a construction company in Oklahoma. One of his employees, Mark, is injured while working on a site when a piece of scaffolding collapses. The incident was caused by a subcontractor's negligence. Mark files a claim for his medical expenses and lost wages. Which insurance coverage should James rely on to address this claim? A. Workers' compensation insurance. B. Commercial general liability insurance. C. Employer's liability insurance. D. Umbrella liability insurance. Answer: A. Workers' compensation insurance. Explanation: workers' compensation insurance is the primary policy that provides coverage for employees injured on the job regardless of fault. It covers medical expenses, lost wages, and rehabilitation costs for workplace injuries like Mark's. Commercial general liability insurance protects against claims from third parties, not employees, for bodily injury or property damage. It does not apply to employee injuries. Employer's liability insurance is part of a workers' compensation policy, but it applies to lawsuits brought by employees alleging negligence by the employer. Since Mark is not suing James, this section is not triggered. Umbrella liability insurance provides excess liability coverage and would only apply if other liability limits are exhausted. It does not replace workers' compensation. Relevant rule: Oklahoma Workers' Compensation Act mandates that employers provide workers' compensation coverage for on-the-job injuries irrespective of fault. Question 3. Topic: Ethics and market conduct. Unfair trade practices. A producer misrepresents the benefits of a commercial property insurance policy by claiming that it includes flood coverage, even though the policy explicitly excludes it. Which type of unfair trade practice does this behavior constitute under Oklahoma insurance law? A. Twisting. B. Rebating. C. Misrepresentation. D. Defamation. Answer: C. Misrepresentation. Explanation: misrepresentation involves providing false or misleading information about the terms, benefits, or coverage of an insurance policy. The producer's false claim that the policy includes flood coverage qualifies as misrepresentation. Twisting refers to the unethical practice of persuading a client to replace an existing policy with a new one to the client's disadvantage. This is not applicable here. Rebating involves offering something of value, e.g., cash gifts, as an inducement to purchase a policy. This scenario does not involve such behavior. Defamation entails making false statements to damage the reputation of a competitor or their products, which is unrelated to the given case. Relevant rule: Oklahoma Insurance Code Section 361204 prohibits misrepresentation of policy terms and benefits, ensuring clients make informed decisions based on accurate information. Question 4. Topic: Commercial property insurance. Coverage forms. A manufacturing company's building and personal property coverage form lists its machinery as covered property. After a fire damages one of the machines, the company discovers the machine was being used for illegal activities unknown to its management. How would the policy respond to this claim? A. Deny the claim entirely due to illegal activity. B. Pay the claim but reduce the payment by a penalty amount. C. Pay the claim as the insured did not knowingly permit illegal activities. D. Deny the claim unless the insured has an endorsement for illegal activities. Answer: C. Pay the claim, as the insured did not knowingly permit illegal activities. Explanation: building and personal property coverage forms typically respond to covered losses like fire unless exclusions explicitly apply. The presence of illegal activities does not automatically void coverage unless the insured knowingly engaged in or permitted those activities, which is not the case here. No penalty reductions are standard in such scenarios unless explicitly stated. Endorsements for illegal activities are not standard nor relevant. Relevant rule: ISO commercial property insurance forms exclude coverage only when the insured is proven to have intentionally caused or condoned the illegal activities. Question 5. Scenario-based commercial general liability. Coverage B. Personal and advertising injury liability. Sarah operates a local cafe. A competitor sues her, claiming that Sarah used a misleading social media post to defame their business. Sarah's commercial general liability policy includes coverage B. Personal and advertising injury liability. How should the policy respond to the lawsuit? A. The policy will deny the claim because defamation is excluded. B. The policy will provide a defense but exclude indemnity for damages. C. The policy will both defend and indemnify Sarah for this claim. D. The policy will provide no coverage due to the intentional nature of the act. Answer: C. The policy will both defend and indemnify Sarah for this claim. Explanation: coverage B. Personal and advertising injury liability includes protection against lawsuits alleging defamation, slander, or libel, provided the act was not intentional. Since the lawsuit does not allege an intentional act, the policy responds with both defense and indemnity within policy limits. Defamation is excluded only if committed intentionally or for known publication of false material, neither of which is proven in this scenario. Relevant rule: ISO/CGL coverage form Section B explicitly lists defamation under covered offences unless it involves intentional wrongdoing. Question 6. Topic: Inland marine insurance. Coverage types: a photography studio purchases a commercial articles coverage form to insure its equipment. During a cross-country trip for a photo shoot, some camera gear is stolen from the photographer's hotel room. How does the coverage respond? A. Denies the claim because the loss occurred off premises. B. Denies the claim unless the theft occurred on the insured premises. C. Covers the loss because the policy applies wherever the property is located. D. Covers the loss only if the insured paid an extra premium for off-premises coverage. Answer: C. Covers the loss because the policy applies wherever the property is located. Explanation: commercial articles coverage form protects covered property, such as cameras, wherever it is located, unless excluded. Theft from a hotel room is not excluded and would be covered within policy limits. The policy is designed for mobile property, making premises-specific coverage irrelevant. Additional premiums are not required for standard off-premises coverage under this form. Relevant rule: nationwide marine definition governs inland marine insurance policies and ensures protection for mobile property. Question 7. Topic: workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance. Under Oklahoma law, which of the following is not covered by workers' compensation insurance? A. An injury caused by a deliberate act of a third party. B. An injury sustained while commuting to work. C. An injury caused by repetitive strain from job-related tasks. D. An injury occurring at the workplace during employment hours. Answer: B. An injury sustained while commuting to work. Explanation: workers' compensation does not typically cover injuries occurring during an employee's commute, as this falls under the coming and going rule. Injuries caused by third-party acts, repetitive strain, or those occurring at the workplace during employment hours are covered if they arise out of and in the course of employment. Relevant rule: Oklahoma Workers' Compensation Act, which excludes coverage for injuries sustained while commuting except under specific circumstances. E.g., company-provided transportation. Question 8. Topic: ethics and market conduct. Claims settlement practices. Which of the following would be considered an unfair claims settlement practice under Oklahoma insurance regulations? A. Requiring additional documentation to process a complex claim. B. Offering a settlement amount significantly below the policy limits without justification. C. Investigating a claim before determining coverage. D. Denying a claim based on policy exclusions. Answer: B. Offering a settlement amount significantly below the policy limits without justification. Explanation: offering unjustifiably low settlements is considered bad faith and violates Oklahoma's unfair claims settlement practices regulations. requiring additional documentation, investigating claims, and denying claims based on valid exclusions or acceptable practices under insurance law. Relevant rule. Oklahoma Insurance Code Section 361250 outlines standards for fair claims handling. Question 9. Topic: Business Owner's Policy. Policy structure and conditions. A small business owner holds a business owner's policy BOP with property and liability coverages. During a power outage, refrigerated goods are spoiled. The owner claims coverage under the policy, which endorsement would provide coverage for this loss. A. Utility services. Direct damage. B. Ordinance or law endorsement. C. Spoilage coverage endorsement. D. Business income and extra expense coverage. Answer: C. Spoilage coverage endorsement. Explanation: Spoilage coverage endorsement specifically covers losses due to spoilage of perishable goods caused by events like power outages, utility services. Direct damage covers direct damage to covered property due to utility service disruptions, not spoilage. Ordinance or law endorsement covers costs related to compliance with building codes after a covered loss. Business income and extra expense coverage applies to income loss, not spoilage. Relevant rule. BOP forms allow customization through endorsements to address specific risks like spoilage. Question 10. Scenario-based. Commercial crime insurance. Employee theft coverage. Melissa runs a retail store and discovers that an employee has been stealing inventory over several months. The losses amount to $15,000. Her commercial crime insurance policy includes employee theft coverage with a $10,000 per occurrence limit and a $1,000 deductible. How much will her insurer pay? $15,000. B. $14,000. C. $9,000. D. $10,000. Answer: C. $9,000. Explanation: The policy limit per occurrence is $10,000 and the deductible is $1,000. Therefore, the insurer will pay $10,000. 1,000 equals $1,000, while the total loss is $15,000. The policy cap and deductible reduce the payable amount. Relevant rule. Loss sustained and discovery forms in crime policies address coverage limits and deductibles for employee theft. Question 11. Topic: Commercial general liability. Coverage. A. Bodily injury and property damage liability. A construction contractor accidentally damages a client's property while completing a project. The client sues for damages. Which of the following conditions must be met for the contractor's CGL policy to respond? A. The damage must occur on the contractor's property. B. The contractor must have knowingly caused the damage. C. The damage must occur during the policy period. D. The contractor must agree to settle out of court. Answer: C. The damage must occur during the policy period. Explanation: Coverage under coverage of the CGL policy applies to property damage occurring during the policy period, regardless of the contractor's property location. Intentional acts causing damage are excluded, but accidental damage is covered. Policy response is not contingent on settlement agreements. Question 12. Scenario-based. Homeowners insurance. Coverage. C. Personal property. Jane's homeowner's insurance policy includes a $1,500 limit for jewelry. While traveling, she loses a diamond ring valued at $6,000. Which option would provide adequate coverage for her loss? A. Filing a claim under the standard personal property coverage. B. Adding a scheduled personal property endorsement for the ring. C. Increasing her policy's coverage. C. Limit. D. Including loss of use coverage in her policy. Answer: B. Adding a scheduled personal property endorsement for the ring. Explanation: Scheduled personal property endorsements provide higher limits and broader coverage for specific high-value items like jewelry. The standard limit under coverage C for jewelry is insufficient for Jane's $6,000 loss. Question 13. Topic: Automobile insurance. Collision versus comprehensive coverage. Which of the following scenarios would be covered under comprehensive auto insurance but not collision insurance? A. A car damaged in a parking lot accident with another vehicle. B. A car damaged by a falling tree during a storm. C. A car that overturns while navigating a sharp curve. D. A car colliding with a stationary object like a pole. Answer: B. A car damaged by a falling tree during a storm. Explanation: Comprehensive coverage protects against non-collision events such as theft, vandalism, or natural disasters like falling trees. Collision coverage applies to accidents involving impact with objects or other vehicles. Question 14. Topic: Workers' compensation. Covered injuries under workers' compensation laws. Which of the following injuries would likely be covered? A. An employee injured while committing a crime at work. B. An employee injured while performing a personal task during work hours. C. An employee injured during an employer-mandated event off premises. D. An employee injured during their regular commute to work. Answer: C. An employee injured during an employer-mandated event off premises. Explanation: workers' compensation typically covers injuries arising out of and in the course of employment, including employer-mandated events. Injuries sustained during personal tasks or commuting are generally excluded. Question 15. Scenario-based. Business owner's policy. Loss of income coverage. After fire damages a bakery, the owner loses income during the rebuilding process. The owner's BOP includes business income and extra expense coverage. What expenses will this coverage pay for? A. Only the cost of rebuilding the bakery. B. Lost profits and continuing expenses such as employee wages. C. All expenses incurred during the rebuilding process. D. Only extra expenses directly related to reopening the bakery. Answer: B. Lost profits and continuing expenses such as employee wages. Explanation: business income and extra expense coverage compensates for lost income and ongoing expenses necessary to maintain operations until the business resumes normal operations. Question 16. Topic: umbrella liability insurance. Excess coverage. Which of the following is a key feature of umbrella liability insurance? A. It replaces underlying insurance policies. B. It provides broader coverage than underlying policies. C. It only applies to specific types of losses. D. It covers losses excluded by primary insurance without exceptions. Answer: B. It provides broader coverage than underlying policies. Explanation: umbrella liability insurance offers excess coverage and may also cover some losses excluded by primary insurance, subject to policy terms and exclusions. Question 17. Scenario-based. Commercial auto insurance. Hired and non-owned auto liability. A small business owner rents a vehicle to deliver goods and gets into an accident, causing property damage. The business's commercial auto policy includes hired and non-owned auto liability coverage. How will the policy respond? A. Cover the damages only if the owner purchased physical damage coverage. B. Cover the liability damages caused by the rented vehicle. C. Deny the claim because the vehicle was not owned by the business. D. Deny the claim unless an additional premium was paid. Answer: B. Cover the liability damages caused by the rented vehicle. Explanation: hired and non-owned auto liability coverage applies to liability claims arising from the use of rented or non-owned vehicles for business purposes. Question 18. Topic: flood insurance. NFIP. Under the National Flood Insurance Program NFIP, which of the following is excluded from coverage? A. Structural damage to the insured building. B. Personal property stored in a basement. C. Damage to electrical and plumbing systems. D. Foundation damage caused by floodwaters. Answer: B. Personal property stored in a basement. Explanation: NFIP policies exclude coverage for personal property in basements but provide coverage for essential building components such as electrical systems. Question 19. Topic: cyber insurance. First-party versus third-party coverage. Which of the following is typically covered under first-party cyber insurance? A. Legal fees associated with a data breach lawsuit. B. Loss of income due to a cyber attack disrupting business operations. C. Settlements paid to affected customers after data breach. D. Regulatory fines imposed for failure to secure customer data. Answer: B. Loss of income due to a cyber attack disrupting business operations. Explanation: first-party cyber insurance covers direct losses to the insured such as income loss or recovery costs, while third-party coverage addresses liabilities to others. Question 20. Scenario-based. Farm insurance. Scheduled personal property coverage. A farmer's policy includes scheduled personal property coverage for livestock. A covered peril such as a tornado kills several insured animals. How is the claim handled? The claim is denied because livestock losses are excluded. B. The policy covers the loss up to the scheduled amount per animal. C. The policy covers the full market value of all livestock lost. D. The policy covers the loss only if an endorsement is added. Answer: B. The policy covers the loss up to the scheduled amount per animal. Explanation: scheduled personal property coverage specifies per item limits, ensuring livestock losses are compensated up to the scheduled amounts listed in the policy. Question 21. Topic: Commercial general liability coverage. B. Personal and advertising injury. A company is sued for defamation after posting false claims about a competitor's business practices. Under the CGL policies coverage. B. What is the insurer likely to cover? A. The legal fees and settlement costs associated with the lawsuit. B. The cost of retracting the defamatory statement. C. Punitive damages awarded against the company. D. Loss of income incurred due to the lawsuit. Answer: A. The legal fees and settlement costs associated with the lawsuit. Explanation: Coverage. B. Protects against claims such as libel, slander, and defamation, covering legal defense costs and settlements, but not punitive damages or income loss. Question 22. Topic: Homeowners insurance liability coverage. A visitor slips on ice in John's driveway and suffers a serious injury. Which part of John's homeowner's policy would respond to this claim? A. Coverage. Dwelling. B. Coverage. B. Other structures. C. Coverage. C. Personal property. D. Coverage. E. Personal liability. Answer: D. Coverage. E. Personal liability. Explanation: Coverage. E. provides protection for liability claims, including medical expenses or legal costs arising from injuries to others on the insured's property. Question 23. Scenario-based workers' compensation. Occupational illness. An employee develops carpal tunnel syndrome after years of repetitive motion at work. Under workers' compensation, what benefits might the employee receive? A. Only medical expenses related to the condition. B. Both medical expenses and lost wages during recovery. C. A one-time payment for permanent disability. D. Coverage only if the injury occurred suddenly. Answer: B. Both medical expenses and lost wages during recovery. Explanation: Workers' compensation covers occupational illnesses, providing medical care and wage replacement during treatment and recovery. Question 24. Topic: Umbrella insurance. Retained limit. What is a retained limit in an umbrella liability policy? A. The minimum liability limit required on the underlying policy. B. The deductible paid by the insured before umbrella coverage applies. C. The maximum amount the umbrella policy will pay for a claim. D. The portion of a claim covered by the insured's personal savings. Answer: B. The deductible paid by the insured before umbrella coverage applies. Explanation: A retained limit functions like a deductible, applying when a claim is not covered by an underlying policy but is covered under the umbrella policy. Question 25. Scenario-based business income coverage. Waiting period. A business suffers a fire, forcing it to close temporarily. The policy includes business income coverage with a 48-hour waiting period. Which statement is true regarding the claim? A. The insurer will cover income losses starting immediately after the fire. B. The insurer will cover income losses after the 48-hour waiting period. C. The insurer will deny the claim if the business reopens within 48 hours. D. The insurer will only cover physical damage to the building. Answer: B. The insurer will cover income losses after the 48-hour waiting period. Explanation: Business income coverage typically includes a waiting period before benefits begin, ensuring that short-term interruptions are not immediately covered. Question 26. Topic: Flood insurance. Waiting period. How long is the standard waiting period for flood insurance policies under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) to become effective? A. 7 days. B. 14 days. C. 30 days. D. 60 days. Answer: C. 30 days. Explanation: NFIP policies generally have a 30-day waiting period before coverage takes effect, preventing last-minute purchases in anticipation of imminent flooding. Question 27. Scenario-based automobile insurance. Liability limits. A driver causes an accident resulting in $30,000 in property damage and $50,000 in bodily injury. The driver's auto policy has split limits of $25,000, $50,000, $25,000. How much will the driver's insurer pay? A. $30,000 for property damage and $50,000 for bodily injury. B. $25,000 for property damage and $50,000 for bodily injury. C. $25,000 for property damage and $25,000 for bodily injury. D. $25,000 for property damage and $50,000 total for both claims. Answer: B. $25,000 for property damage and $50,000 for bodily injury. Explanation: Split limits specify maximum payouts for bodily injury per person, bodily injury per accident, and property damage. The insurer pays up to the policy limit for each category. Question 20. Topic: Inland marine insurance. Covered property. Which of the following items is most likely to be insured under an inland marine policy? A. A warehouse used for storing goods. B. A truck used for transporting merchandise. C. Jewelry displayed at a trade show. D. Office furniture in a corporate building. Answer: C. Jewelry displayed at a trade show. Explanation: Inland marine insurance covers portable property, especially valuable items or equipment in transit or temporarily located off-site like jewelry at a trade show. Question 29. Topic: Farm insurance. Covered perils under a standard farm policy. Which of the following perils is most likely covered? A. Crop failure due to drought. B. Livestock killed by a covered tornado. C. Loss of income from market price fluctuations. D. Machinery breakdown due to poor maintenance. Answer: B. Livestock killed by a covered tornado. Explanation: Farm policies typically cover physical damage caused by specific perils, such as tornadoes, but exclude losses from market conditions or inadequate maintenance. Question 30. Scenario-based. Cyber liability insurance. Data breach costs. The company experiences a data breach exposing customer information. The company's cyber liability insurance includes first-party and third-party coverage. Which of the following is covered under third-party coverage? A. Costs to notify customers about the breach. B. Legal defense costs for lawsuits filed by affected customers. C. Public relations efforts to restore the company's reputation. D. Lost income due to the business disruption caused by the breach. Answer: B. Legal defense costs for lawsuits filed by affected customers. Explanation: Third-party cyber liability coverage addresses liabilities to others, such as legal fees and settlements, while first-party coverage handles direct expenses incurred by the insured.